you guys, Kristen here. Happy Thursday. Sorry for the delay. I hope you're having a great day. Super excited to talk about fruit with you guys today. The good, the bad, and the truth. And I just realized that I totally forgot my prop. I have an apple in my fridge I was going to use for this talk today. But truth be told, my husband used to call me the apple queen because I love apples. I love berries. I love pineapple. I love mango. There are so many fruits that I love. Comment here in the chat if you're joining me live and comment with an emoji of your favorite fruit. I'd love to know. I know a few of you already did earlier today or yesterday actually when I posted I was doing this training. But yeah, tell me if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay if you're watching it right now. I just spoke with Monique, one of my clients. She is a busy doctor in Boston. She's down 4 pounds this week, super excited for her. And she told me she's watching the replay, super excited. I know a few of my clients are excited for this as well. Comment in the chat if you're one of them. Celebrate your wins from this week. My clients are killing it this week. I've onboarded several new people to the CMW tribe and they're all losing weight in their first week, even by just making some little changes with our food freedom strategy. We do not take foods away. We just learn how to better maximize our results by eating the foods we love. So comment here in the chat if you're one of those. If you're here to learn more about fruit, give me a wave. What's up? Super excited to see you guys today back here in my office. I've been getting a lot of questions about fruit, right? So like, can I eat fruit? How much should I have? Is it okay for weight loss? And I want to kind of clear the air about that. And those of you who have never seen one of my trainings called The Good, the Bad, and the Truth, my main mission is to give you guys all of the facts and then we can make decisions based on what is best for us. And that is exactly how I coach in my practice, Create My Weight, because it's not about me and how I eat or, you know, what is best for me. Is what everyone's journey is different, okay? And everyone has different goals and different dietary preferences, different health backgrounds. And so that is how we ultimately decide what is the truth for us when it comes to fruit, when it comes to salt, when it comes to keto, intermittent fasting, all kinds of nutrition questions that I get here in the group. So I want to make that very clear. So today I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to give you guys all the information, okay? And I do try to keep these videos short. I mean, I could speak here for hours about fruit, right? And there's whole books written about fruit and the pros and cons for weight loss. And I am going to kind of gear this towards weight loss just because a lot of people that are here in the group or people I work with come to me with weight loss questions and weight loss support. So that's where I'm going to focus. But for me, I always say health first, weight loss second, both with strategies. So I want to make sure that I am talking about health as well, obviously. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into this topic, the good, the bad, and the truth about fruits. Okay, so when it comes to fruit, guys, we cannot deny that there are many health benefits to fruit, right? Fruit is full of fiber and nutrients, okay? And obviously some fruits have more fiber than others. So for example, I mentioned I'm an apple queen. I love my Gala apples. I love my Fuji apples, Honeycrisp. Oh my God, comment below if you like Honeycrisp apples. They're like one of my favorites. So I love fruit. And it has lots of fiber, right? So apples have fiber. Avocado, guys, is actually a fruit as well. That has fiber too. I mean, lots of fruits have fiber in them. Berries have a little bit of fiber. And they also have nutrients, right? They have antioxidants. You know, vitamin C, for example, we know in a lot of the citrus foods. So yes, fruits are definitely a nutrient powerhouse. And I definitely believe that fruit should be at the foundation of many healthy diets, okay? The only exception, I'll get into that over here in the quote unquote bad, would be, you know, if we're diabetic or if we have specific health concerns where we really need to minimize our sugar intake. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But yes, I love fruit. I don't think fruit should be out. I'm a runner. Allie, I know you posted the other day about how you like banana and peanut butter. Girl, I'm with you. That was like my running go-to back when I was doing lots of half marathons, training for marathons. When I coach track and field, that's what I would actually recommend my athletes to have as well. So that's a great snack. Isn't it like a sandwich, so like an Elvis sandwich, like peanut butter banana? I don't know the name of it, but comment here in the chat if you guys do know it. But anyway, I love fruit. Another good thing about fruit, guys, it is all natural. You know, I'd much rather you go for fruit than gummy bears that are made with well, the unhealthy ones are high fructose corn syrup, right? Or these like not good sugars. lots of fillers and additives, gelatin, things we don't really need in our body whatsoever. And you guys, like, I love gummy bears. That's like one of my go-tos. If you've seen me talk about my sugar addiction in the past and how I overcame emotional eating, you know that gummy bears was like one of my go-tos. And I still eat gummy bears to this day, but I'm much more able to control my gummy bear intake, okay? But I'd rather you guys, go for fruit in many cases as opposed to like the candies and the ice creams. Oftentimes fruit will be much more nutritious, okay? And if we have deficiencies in our diet, fruit is going to be a great option for you. All right, what's cool about fruit too is that it's really easily available. I mean, thank goodness for modern technology and transportation. I mean, we can have fruit come from all over the world, even if it's not in season here, it's in season somewhere else. So it's really easy to grab fruit these days, like even at like a 7-Eleven, or I'm a Wawa girl for Jersey, like there's fruit there too. So I'd rather do that. I'd rather someone do that than like a bag of chips, for example, or like a donut, obviously. So it's really easy to get that healthy food. And then lastly, what's good about fruit, especially like by athletes, for example, if you guys do workouts and you need like a quick source of energy to replace your glucose levels after a workout, or even before a workout, if fruit is easily digestible and it's a quick energy source. So that's why banana, for example, like after a race, oftentimes there's bananas or oranges or apples, or even like 20 minutes before a workout, if you need to eat something, a fruit can be a good option because you're going to use that glucose. Actually, I should say fructose, so your body turns it into glucose. That's going to be used during the workout. That's basic sports nutrition right there. And that's really what my background is. It's in sports nutrition. Okay, so that's the good aspects of fruit, okay? The consequences of fruit. I kind of want to use the word bad, but that's what I wrote, bad. Yes, fruit is, again guys, it's high in sugar, and the sugar that we see in fruit is called fructose, right? And therefore a lot of fruits, especially like the mangoes and the pineapple, kiwi, watermelon. Oh my God, I love watermelon. As a kid, I was like addicted to watermelon Jolly Ranchers. I was like, and the fruit by the foot. Oh my goodness, anything watermelon I loved. Very high in sugar, those fruits. Grapes, high in sugar. And I know oftentimes people go to grapes as a snack because they're so cute and delicious, but very, very high in sugar. A lot of water in these fruits. Obviously, watermelon, grapes have lots of water, but there's still a lot of sugar. An apple, for example, guys, can have 20 grams of sugar, and that's very high. I mean, for weight loss, for example, it's recommended that for women, for example, don't exceed 26 grams of added sugar per day. So if you're having an apple, that leaves you 6 grams of sugar, which you can do by blinking your eye, right, or snapping your fingers very easily, at least for me. So, you want to be mindful of how we're consuming our fruit. I see I have more people joining me live. Give me a comment if you're here. I can't see any comments. Maybe it's just my Facebook, whatever. But I'm going to keep yapping away because I love talking about fruit and food in general. Hashtag food freedom. I'm a foodie. Okay, so if we're trying to lose weight, okay, obviously, as we all know, we do have to be in a caloric deficit in order to see our body transform. And how I teach nutrition, we don't count calories or track macros or anything like that. But we do have to be cognizant of what we're eating. And so if we're going towards these high sugar fruits, it's going to be harder to be in a caloric deficit, okay, and to lose the weight. Also, guys, when it comes to fructose, okay, so fructose is, hey Brenda, oh, we were talking yesterday about fruit, right? When it comes to fructose, that's the sugar in fruit, too much fructose is not good for the liver, okay? If you've seen my inflammatory foods training, if you haven't, I highly recommend you search my group after this training, of course, or in my inflammatory food training. I talk all about how fructose and sugar in general is going to cause inflammation in the body. And the more inflammation we have in the body, the more susceptible we are to disease, the harder it is to lose weight, the crappier we feel, the less energy we have. It's a whole vicious cycle. Hashtag break the cycle. Comment here in the chat if you want to break the cycle. If you want more energy, you want to feel better, you want to kick the sugar addiction, and you want to get healthy. Hashtag break the cycle. All right, do that right now. So, too much fruit is not good for your liver, okay? And of course, guys, no, having an apple a day is not too much fruit, right? But I know some people that eat fruit like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or they can overdo it, right? And so that's not going to be good. And one thing about Americans I want to say, and I am one, so I fall in this category, we tend to overdo things a lot. So we overdo fruit, we overdo soy, for example. So is soy bad? No, I have a whole training on that too, searching the group. But if we have it in all of our foods, there you go, Brenda. If we overdo it on any of these foods, it's not good for us. Meat, dairy, oh my gosh, anything, not good. And you eat too many veggies, you're bloated, right? So you gotta be careful. Yes, we're breaking the cycle, Brenda, we are. Brenda started with me yesterday, super excited. Okay, so that's not gonna be good. Okay, also guys, and I didn't write this on the board, but I should have. Of course, like if we are diabetic, right? If you are so also too much sugar intake has been linked to Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, all of these neurological disorders, right, are now being associated with sugar intake. And so that's where, fruit, although it is healthy, yes, it is still full of sugar. So if you are nervous about, if you have any of those conditions, that we have to limit our fruit intake, point blank, okay? And sometimes people don't want to hear that. Also too, there's been research that shows that too much sugar also, sugar feeds cancer cells, right? So, that's something we want to limit as well if we're battling with cancer or if we are predisposed in our family, something like that. So oftentimes, guys, health is first and also weight loss, but oftentimes we eat the same so we can experience both, okay? I wrote easily available as a good and a bad because fruits, and anyone that research or knows Ayurvedic medicine, right, we know that we eat fruit in season. And that's one thing I always recommend to clients is that we eat fruit that's in season. So for example, apple season, okay, enjoy it. Fruit was never intended to be eaten year round, okay? And in some cultures, or some parts of the country, I should say, or the world, it is available year round, right? But oftentimes those parts of the world, their lifestyle is different. They're moving a lot, okay? They're very active, and so they can use the sugar as energy. But in our society, most people are very sedentary. So consuming tons of sugar is not going to help them health-wise or weight loss-wise. It's not going to serve them, right? So the problem with fruit being easily available is that oftentimes we eat too much of it. Like we just naturally grab fruit because we think it's like the right option at the time. Or we're not even hungry, we're not tuned into our hunger, and we're just grabbing fruit because we think it's a healthy snack. Our doctor told us an apple a day keeps the doctor away. We learned that in kindergarten, right? But we have to really think about, is this fruit serving me, right? And if not, well, what do I need to do to better serve myself? How can I better get to my goals? Will this fruit help me get to my goal? That's what I'm hopefully gonna help you with today, okay? Also too, guys, as I've worked with Create My Weight, I've had a number of clients who are allergic to various fruits like mangoes, kiwi, citrus fruit, melon, right? So when we typically have allergies, that means that our body is not really obviously responsive to these foods in a proper way, but also is not going to help us health-wise, right? So that's kind of what an allergy kind of represents. And so we need to obviously limit these fruits. Okay, so a lot of the high sugar fruits I have found tend to have some allergic reactions in people. Also to pesticides. Oh my gosh. So you guys, the way our modern food supply is kind of set up, we have to be concerned about pesticides in pretty much everything, even processed foods, okay? Like there's a whole case about Monsanto, which is the Roundup, okay, glyphosate in Cheerios, right? And so we have to be mindful of glyphosate in everything, our wine, for example. But yes, a lot of fruits are covered in pesticides, right? The Dirty Dozen, for example, strawberries are always at the top. Tomatoes are always at the top. So I always recommend getting those organic. And oftentimes, guys, fruits are covered in pesticides just because of the demand of these fruits, right? We have to use pesticides to keep them growing, right? And prevent pests from, eating them. So we have to be careful of that, right? So if we're consuming a lot of fruit, you want to make sure that you're cleaning it well because you are exposing yourself to pesticides. And the more toxins you have in your body, the harder it is to lose weight and the less healthy you are. Okay, and this is also important too for mothers who are breastfeeding. So there was actually a study done, this was I want to say 2017, I believe, and they tested women in California for glyphosate in their breast milk, okay? 93% of breastfeeding mothers had glyphosate in their breast milk, and we're giving it to our babies. So we have to be mindful of what we're eating, you guys, because it affects not just our offspring, right? But it's going to affect us long term as well. Okay, and we're just starting to see the consequences of glyphosate now as a society. Okay, and then last but not least, carbon footprint. I meant to write footprint, whatever. I guess a little play on words there. But yes, this is not necessarily health or weight loss related, but I'm a huge advocate for the environment. It's actually one of the biggest reasons why I went plant-based. Super happy with that decision. I've never felt better in my life. I can help you with that if you need it. But I always recommend if you are going to buy fruit to buy local. Oftentimes you will see fruit shipped from Peru, shipped from Mexico, shipped from, I don't know, anywhere. And oftentimes, guys, that fruit is it's like sprayed with the chemical. It's picked before it's ripe, number one, which is not good. It doesn't give it all the nutrients that it's supposed to have naturally. And then number two, there's all the chemicals on there that you are going to consume, and they spray it so it looks nice and pretty when it gets to your hands, and it lasts longer, right? And it lasts the shipping process. It's coming from Peru, coming from Mexico. It takes time to get here, obviously. So, you know, it's better to buy local because it's less likely to have those kinds of what's it called? The chemicals on it, right? So I always recommend buying local, even more so than organic. I have a whole training on local versus organic. You can search that here in the Facebook group as well. You guys, I have so many freaking trainings. Those of you who don't know me, I was a teacher for 10 years. So I'm no longer in the classroom. God bless teachers right now. I have so much love for you and students as well for what you're going through right now. But whole hot side story. I have my own classroom now and I just teach different content. That's all. Okay, so the truth, I'm going to wrap this up for you guys. The truth about fruit and whether or not it is recommended for your goals, especially if weight loss is something you're trying to achieve, it absolutely can be part of a healthy diet. I don't want anyone to believe that I don't think you should eat fruit. I don't, right? That's not true. Fruit is a health food, right? However, for weight loss especially, and for health, like I said, if you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, almost the same thing, right? Or any kind of like autoimmune disease, if we're trying to reduce inflammation in the body, if you have lots of aches and pains, you guys, if you wake up and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so like cracky, and constant headaches, for example, a lot of that is inflammation. So reducing sugar in the body is going to help that. And fructose, although it's a healthier sugar than cane sugar, evaporated cane syrup, tapioca syrup, it is still sugar. All of those guys are sugar. It spikes your bloodstream and it causes inflammation in the body, right? So we have to be mindful of how much we're consuming. Yes, you can argue that honey, agave, maple syrup, they have, they're all natural, coconut sugar, and they have nutrients, but they are also sugar, right? So we have to be mindful of those as well. So as I'm trying to say, the sugar fruit has to be moderated for weight loss, absolutely. And most importantly, what I mean by moderation is we have to really think about how we're using this fruit. How is this fruit serving us, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, fruit and sugar, right? So carbohydrates, fruit is a carb, by the way. It is meant to be burned, not stored. That is very important. Consuming fat, consuming protein, we store that for energy, right? Animals in the wild, you know, they eat protein, they eat fats, and then sometimes they hibernate, or, you know, they lay low during the day and they use that food for maybe a couple days, and then they eat again, they hunt, right? They're not just like consuming tons of carbs and sleeping, right? And that's what a lot of people do in society today, okay? So as long as you're burning your fruits, then you can definitely have it on a weight loss journey, right? But my question to you is, how is that fruit serving you? Is it helping you get through workouts? Are you moving enough, right? And if you're struggling in that department, then that is maybe where we need some help, because fruit can help you, you know, achieve your movement goals and keep you energized, but you have to use it, not store it. Because if we store fruit, guess what? We gain weight, right? And so if that's where you need help, I can totally help you with that. I really help people achieve food freedom. I want them to have a balanced diet, but I want them to eat in a way that they get the results that they want. So if you're struggling with exercise, if you don't have the motivation to do it, you don't know where to start with exercise, you're intimidated to exercise, you see these crazy hard workouts and you're like, oh my God, I can't do it. I can definitely help you. I have clients that do all kinds of workouts. Brenda here, she loves to dance, for example. And some other clients might like to do yoga, they like to do Pilates, they like to run, they like to do weights, they do spin, they do all kinds of things. It's about what works for you, but we have to do something, right? Because that's where fruit can serve us. Right, like I said, I still run a little bit, not too much anymore, but I would love banana peanut butter. Actually, my sister, she is 17. She turned 17 last week. I have 5 sisters, in case you guys didn't know, and she's a track star. Oh my God, and so she loves having her peanut butter and banana before she runs. But anyway, guys, if you want to learn more about how to eat fruit in a way that serves your goals, what kinds of fruits you should stick to, what fruits you want to minimize, if you need to cut out any fruits, I can help you with that. Okay, so just go to my website, createmyweight.com/apply. I'll actually go ahead and drop the link here in the chat, and you guys can book a free call with me. Okay, and I'd love to learn more about you, what your goals are, health, weight loss, or both, and how we can get you to where you want to be. I know a lot of you guys have been trying so many things for years and years, and you hear all different kinds of information. Fruit is good, fruit is bad, this fruit is okay, this one's not, and you're just like, oh my God, like, what is right? What is right for me? #me first. Right? You have to put you first. This is not about other people's journeys, because people will try to tell you, eat this fruit, don't do this fruit. I did keto, I do intermittent fasting. This worked for me. Try these shakes, do these workouts. And you're just like, what? Like, what will work for me? That's what matters. It doesn't matter what works for everybody else. This is about you. So when I do these videos, the good, the bad, and the truth about whatever topic, it's really a matter of you making a decision of what is right for you. And if you're struggling to make that decision, if you cannot figure it out, let me help you. Stop wasting time and start getting results. Start feeling better about your nutrition and having more energy and liking how you feel in your skin and being confident in yourself. Brenda just wrote, me first is the tough one. Yeah, you know what, guys, right now, I would say a number of my clients, they're doctors. Rebecca here in the group, she's a nurse and a dietitian. And we're working on putting her first and being clear on all the things, because nutrition has changed over the years. Yeah, 15, 20 years ago, eat all the fruit in the world, fruits, grains, oh my God, eat all of it. You guys, the food pyramid, Rebecca is here in the group, she'll tell you, it is obsolete, the food pyramid. If you are still living by the food pyramid, we need to get off that immediately. It is not going to make you healthy. I promise you. All right. So I was saying, I'm working with lots of people in healthcare right now because they're impaired. It is so important for them to be healthy, but they're putting all these other people first, their patients, their families. And now they're saying me first. I want to get clear on nutrition. And the whole first month of my program, and then beyond, we get super clear on nutrition. So you'll know all about fruits. You'll know about all the different food groups. You can talk about dairy, soy, all that kind of stuff. Because I want you guys to be confident, because oftentimes lack of motivation comes from lack of confidence. And you guys deserve to be confident, and you deserve to get results once and for all, okay? So like I said, if you're ready to get serious and make changes and really know nutrition and know what works for you and get those results and feel really good about it. All right, go to createmyweight.com/apply and book a free call with me, and I will be more than happy to talk to you and see if I can help. And if I can't help you, or if you don't need me, I'll be totally honest. I'm not meant to help everybody, but I'd love to see if I can. All right, createmyweight.com/apply. I hope this training helped you guys. Comment here in the chat if this helped you, what your big takeaway was from this. What is one action step you will take from this training today to move forward? What did you learn? And if I didn't answer any of your questions, go ahead and drop your question here, and I will jump back in the group later this week and answer it for you. But I do have to run. I have another call coming up here with my health coaches that I work with, and I'm super excited to see them. But I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so grateful for this group. Thank you for your questions. Actually, Ed, I want to give you a shout out here. You requested this, and I thought this would be a good topic too, because Veronica asked for just some clarity on diet myths. And one diet myth I hear is that fruit is awesome for weight loss, and then also no for weight loss. So I wanted to get that crystal clear. All right, guys, so clarity is key. I gave you some today. Hashtag clarity if you got some clarity today. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Give me some love. I'd love to hear from you. Have an awesome rest of your week, guys, and I'll do another training here soon. All right, bye.